All right, everybody. Let's do it. Can we get, before you get started, can we get a fuck Ted Cruz? Crash, you can get a fuck Ted Cruz after we get started. The most disingenuous, money-grubbing piece of human garbage on this earth. End of. Will sell out small school children's lives for the sake of winning a game and taking NRA money. I will say fuck Cruz before I record on YouTube, while I record on YouTube, after I record on YouTube. If there was ever, I'll say this might get me demonetized, I don't care. If there was ever a politician where I were to see the headline, this person shot, who am I least likely to shed tears for? Ted Cruz. There you go. Welcome everybody to the Bruins franchise series. Woo! We're getting wild, baby. We're getting wild. God damn, if we're going to wipe people off the face of the earth, can we wipe people who have such a negative impact off the face of the earth? Yeah. How about that? We'll bring it to that level. I don't care who I offend. If that offends you, good. You should be offended. If that offends you. If you disagree with that take, you are wrong. Not saying you have to wish death on somebody, but I'm just saying you shouldn't cry if death were to happen to certain individuals, him included. I am absolutely leaving all of this in for YouTube. So we are ready for the 2027-2028 season. Direct all hate mail to @CrashAndrews on Twitter. That's @CrashAndrews. We are in a brand new era with the Boston Bruins. Patrice Bergeron has finally retired. Brad Marchand has elected to sign elsewhere. He went to the Detroit Red Wings. So we went into this offseason with $50 million in cap space and about 40 roster spots. And this is what the team looks like now heading into this season. We played the RFA market and we picked up Otto Stenberg, which I am very, very happy about. Very, very happy that we were able to pick up Otto Stenberg. We played the market for the RFAs, and we picked up Logan Cooley as well. So for a first, second, and third round pick, we acquired Otto Stenberg and Logan Cooley. They will be playing alongside David Pastrnak this season. Our second line, it's last chance for Nick Robertson to prove that he can be the man that I know he can be. He'll be centered by the fifth round god, Lubomir Mashenko, who will hopefully be as good as advertised. And, of course, Matthias Nordqvist is also still there, which is beautiful. And then third line, again, we played the RFA market. We end up with Alexander Perevalov, who is fairly well-rounded. We'll see what he can do. Centered, of course, by Mac McLaughlin, who was amazing last year. He probably won't be anywhere as good, but that's okay. And Mikko Matika. Berube is officially in the mud. He is, Hawks. Thank you for the bits. He is indeed. So Matika there as well. The fourth line is Alexander Suzdalev. Another free agent pickup who Dallas for some reason let go of. Big Jack Finley and Jesper Lindberg, who is kind of the weak link on this team. But you know what's the fourth line? Why not give him a shot? He might be okay. Back from 6 days. Jesus, Snipe. It lasted 6 days without power. I remember when it was like day one. Good to see you back. Holy shit. What the hell, Ottawa? Defense of Simon Nemec with new captain, my captain, Charlie McAvoy. Hampus Lindholm is with Tristan Luneau. And we're trying out two new guys that we picked up from free agency. Leon Bixel and Ty Nelson. And then our goalies from the free agent market. Aiden Menino and Maxim Chistov. We traded almost everybody, yet still ended up with about this good of a team. It's kind of outrageous. The AHL, as a result, is also stacked with the likes of Jakob Skula, Trevor Cashman as well. So the AHL team has a very realistic chance to three-peat as Calder Cup champions. Jakob Froloff is the backup. So I'm intrigued. I'm very, very well intrigued to see what happens with this team. As well, we are keeping our eye on a certain free agent, that being Adam Beckman. If his asking price drops to about 1.7, we can go for him. Until then, our team is set. Charlie McAvoy is the captain. And let's take a look at the boys. Let's take a look. We did have to move on from Kyle Okposo. Let's take a look at the boys and see what these guys look like, shall we? We like doing this. Here is Aiden Menino. We have no idea what his equipment will look like. He looks like that dude from Stranger Things. He looks like Jonathan. No Season 4 spoilers, please. I'm still halfway through Season 2. I'm late to it, but holy fuck, what a show. And then Maxim Chistov. Maxim Chistov, what do you look like? Maxim. Oh, the old gray... Look at this guy. You are like 22 years old. What a guy. Maxim Chistov. That's a look right there. That is a look. And then Mason Bopitz. The Bopit. Push it. Pull it. Bop it. Obviously, as a real life dude, that's what his in-game player face looks like. Good enough. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Bussy is in the AHL. Defense, I mean, we gotta look at Charlie McAvoy. I'll do you better. I haven't finished Season 1. Dude, watch it. It's an amazing show. Look at Charlie. Look at Charlie with the C. We're looking into the future. Look at this fucking hair. Holy shit. There's a player named Bussy. There sure is. And he's real. Simon Nemec, of course, is real. So is Lindholm and Luno. Ty Nelson's created. Bixel and Iorio. All these guys are real. So no generated player faces. But we have yet to look at what Matthias Nordqvist looks like. Our Swedish god. You know, I mean, his hair, it's lightening up a little bit. Big fan of the goatee, though, for Mr. Nordqvist. Big fan. Why does he look like a baby? Because the player's scan is kind of rough. Mikko Matika. Also on the right wing side. And has a generic player face. Fair enough. Maybe I made him and just didn't give him a face. I must have. And then Jesper Lindberg. What do you look like? It's always fun to see what our players look like, because you never know. Jesper Lindberg. Look at this guy. Solid beard. What a guy. Jesper Lindberg. Our Swedes love their beards. They really do. They really do. Left-hand side. What's Alex Perevalov look like? I'm just happy to be there, Matika, right? Perevalov. Look at the strong jaw of the law. Look at that. Could cut granite. Could cut granite with that chin. And then Suzdalov, I believe, is also computer-generated at this point? Pretty sure he is. He might not be. He's not. He's got a generic player face. Never mind. Guess he's real. So there you go. A couple of real guys that I didn't give player faces to. Otto Stenberg's real. I mean, so is Cooley. Lubomir Mashenko is the last dude that we have to look at. He's the last guy. There's our guy. Lubomir Mashenko. What a man. What a man. Hopefully our future 2C. Hopefully our future 1C. It is a new era for the Boston Bruins. Let's see how we do, damn it. This year is all about finding out which group of players are going to prove to be worth building around moving forward, and which ones we can move on from. And thankfully for us, we're off to a pretty good start. Charlie McAvoy is also at a goal per game pace. That is sustainable. That is sustainable, I tell you. Lose our first game to Vancouver. So this season, we're in a more competitive spot than we ever should have been. Menino only has a .903 save percentage. Let's get Mr. Brandon Bussy some games. Of course, we temporarily traded him to Anaheim, but he never played a game. Mashenko hurts his hand. That's unfortunate, but he won't be out for long. He will not be out for long. We lose to Philadelphia. Will we lose to Buffalo? No, we won't. We win 6-1. We're 6-2-0 to start the season. Let's see. 9-13 for Frolov. Again, we just drafted him. Damn good overall. Damn good overall. Mashenko is back. Which means Matthew Knees, we were willing to play at center. Because why not? Can you see career stats in franchise? Yes, you can. Wheels, who are you wondering about? And I'm doing damn good, man. Doing damn good. It's nice. It's been a stressful week, but today was a good little turnaround. Today was a good little turnaround of the mentals. You gotta take care of your mentals, you know? How many games is Bergeron? He just retired, Wheels. He just retired. If you go back to last night's VOD, you'd be able to see it. Obviously, the video won't be out on YouTube yet, but it was a lot. He played until 41 years old. Is he in the record book? That's fair. Actually, good shout there, Cody. Good shout. He should be in the record book. He should be. We haven't taken a... You know, here, let's take a look at the record books real quick. Why not? Why not? Let's take a look at the record books as things stand in 2027. Good shout, Cody. Good shout. So, you look at the franchise leaders now for the Ducks. I mean, it's still Ryan Getzlaf a ton. Cam Fowler is now the all-time leader in games played. Gibson's the all-time leader in wins for franchise records. Coyotes, no new records for them. Still all Shane Doan and company. What did you say? I did see the Bob's Burgers movie. That's exactly what I went to see. So Bergeron played 1,577 games, 23 seasons. Holy God. It's a lot of games. Of course, Tuukka Rask, the all-time wins leader. Love to see it. Buffalo, no new records for them. Goodrow, now the all-time assist leader for the Calgary Flames. Carolina, no new records. Chicago, no new records for them. No new records for Colorado. CBJ, Boone Jenner played the most seasons, over 1,000 games. Werenski is the all-time assist leader at 336. No new records for Dallas. No new records for Detroit. So many of these records are tough to beat. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, now the all-time games played leader for the Edmonton Oilers. 16 seasons, which is ridiculous. Florida, it's the Sasha Barkov show. Points, seasons, assists, game played, goals. The order of these are always weird as shit. But, yeah, Sasha Barkov is Mr. Florida. LA Kings, Kopitar, the games played. Jonathan Quick, the wins and shutout record. Minnesota, Jared Spurgeon, the most games played. Kirill Kaprizov, the all-time goal scorer. Montreal, I mean, most of those records are untouchable. Carey Price has the most wins, though. Nashville, a lot of Roman Josi. And, of course, Philip Forsberg. Josi, though, 877 points over 1,000 games played. No new records for the Devils. Josh Bailey, the all-time games played leader for the Islanders. R.I.P. Mike Bossy. No new record for the Rangers, except for Zibanejad, actually, at the bottom. Now the all-time goal-scoring leader, and he is still with the Rangers. Sens, no new records. Flyers, Sean Couturier, the all-time games played leader. Over 1,100, almost 1,200. Crosby, all-time games played leader for the Pens. Lemieux keeps the scoring records, though. Sharks, nothing new. The Kraken, here we go. So the all-time point leader, Jonathan Huberdeau, as well as the assist leader. Morgan Geekie has the most games played. Alexiak, the most PIMs. Grubauer, the shutouts. The wins for Nedeljkovic. And Austin Matthews is the all-time goal-scoring king for the Seattle Kraken. No new record for the Blues. Tampa, I mean, Stamkos and Hedman. Stamkos, Hedman, Vasilevsky. No surprise. No surprise to see them leading the way. At all. Kucherov isn't that far off from the Stamkos record. No new records for the Toronto Maple Leafs because, of course, Austin Matthews left. Vancouver, no new records for them either. Vegas, a lot of Marchessault. Leonard up there, Pat, you're ready. Washington, a whole lot of Ovi. A whole lot of Ovi. It was no longer a cap at this stage. And in Winnipeg, a whole lot of Blake Wheeler, a little bit of Kyle Connor, and a lot of Connor Hellebuck. So those are the records. NHL record-wise, let's see. I mean, Fleury, the all-time games played leader for goalies. Most goals, it's Ovechkin by a very, very large margin. Point leader, Ovi into the top 5. Assist leader stays the same. Wins leader, Fleury second. Shutouts, that's almost untouchable. 50 goal seasons, Ovi in a 3-way tie with Bossy and Gretzky. 100-point seasons, nobody knew. And that's that. So, yeah, I always kind of forget about the record book. It's really, really nice to have. But yeah, I do forget that it's there quite a bit. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Let's march on here. Losing some games. Maxim Chistov injures his knee. Not great. Not great. He was our starter for a little bit. So Menino will get the opportunity here. And we're going to run with him anyway, but if he loses 2 in a row, the Bopit, back-to-back AHL playoff MVP, will get a chance in goal. Malaga, rebuild, and holy shit, they have way too many midfielders. On FIFA or Football Manager? I'm going to presume FIFA. Sorry to the Bopits. Chistov is back as the backup, though. Menino's on a decent little run. Pasta, goal per game pace, and yes, indeed, he is about to beat Busick if he hasn't already. Again, we were very, very close to trading David Pasternak to make room for Matvei Michkov, but it did not happen. So we lose again. Yanip, good to see you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm probably doing better than I've done in a long time, to be honest. Football Manager, I'm doing Union Berlin. I really do need to get into Football Manager at some point. I really, really do. Alright, Lindbergh gets hurt on the 4th line. Not ideal. We do keep losing games. We're going to give... Oof. Wow, Chistov. Not great. We're going to give the Bopits. Surprised you haven't already. Me too. Again, there's 1,000 games I want to play. Still a lot of story-based games, too, that I've owed the likes of Pyro for like 2 years now. Almost 3, maybe 4. There's so little time in a day. So little time in a day. Alright, Bop It wasn't that bad. Bop It. Menino, you're going to get a chance. Not bad. Let's see, do more. Oh, the backlog video is at least once a month. At least once a month. I like the Arena Football. I liked making the Arena Football videos, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. We got some other stuff coming up, too. Endo and I are working on some damn cool shit. Hampus Lindholm goes down to injury. I feel like we keep losing games here, though. The Short King series, yeah, for one season, because we immediately won the Stanley Cup. We immediately won the Stanley Cup. It was beautiful. We drafted the shortest players we could in a fantasy draft to win a Stanley Cup, and we won it in Season 1. We'll have to do that again at some point. We will have to do that again. Alright. Oreo didn't do that bad. Oh, the Short King on FIFA. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We did it on NHL, too. I mean, FIFA, obviously, I love and adore. I didn't hate the idea of the Short Kings, and then it kind of became the Short Kings and the Tall Boys at the same time, going head-to-head. What about Short Kings and NBA? It's a possibility, but then you'd have to decide if you're going to move, like, do you just draft nothing but point guards and move people over to centers, or do you draft, like, the smallest centers possible? You know? So, that would be the question. There would be a couple of ways to do that, though. As we keep winning games. Good for that. I had to open my fat face. Back-to-back losses. Okay. Pasta's over 30 goals already, too. That's insanity. All right. Bill Pitt, we're gonna take you out of there. We are gonna give Menino another opportunity. There we go, Nick Robertson. That is what I was hoping we could see from you. But at the same time, still not quite enough. Stenberg, over a point per game. Logan Cooley doing pretty well. I mean, they're setting up Pasta quite nicely. Mashenko is definitely in a position where he should not be, and Mark McLaughlin is a cap whale at this point. Oh my god. Oh boy. Okay. We are winning, but at the same time, if somebody is struggling, it's best to get them out of there. Honestly, Nelson and Bixel have been pretty good. Tristan Luneau is not quite... He's just not going to be that top 6 guy that we need. He's not. So at least we know that now about Tristan Luneau. Nelson hasn't been that bad. Bixel hasn't been that bad. I don't know if we can bank on Tristan Luneau moving forward. So if there's a deal available at the deadline to move on from him, we'll 100% go for it. From there, top line's good. Mashenko isn't bad, but probably should not be our second line center. He's on 35-point pace. Nordqvist as well. Parevilov has just 9 points, I think. I honestly think we could look at dropping Parevilov. He hasn't exactly done amazingly well. He is on pace this year for 19 points. That is not good enough. Mark McLaughlin can also be dropped, if not used as my depth forward. Matika, also not good enough. 10 points for Szdalev. He's been okay. It's not bad. He's on a 20-point pace. Jack Finley is not. And nor is Jesper Lindberg. That was McAvoy 96 because it's 2028. Okay. So we kind of know some of the people that we're willing to drop. Matthew Knees. I think I still want to use him as a depth forward. So really quickly then, I don't have like another natural right winger to play that fourth line position. So we're going to have to check on Jack Finley, and I forgot to. Fuck! I knew I was forgetting to do something. I got too caught up in other things. It looks like Finley might have ended up signing. Do we have a natural right winger that's available? Colton Sissons. I mean, it's just kind of a bunch of dudes. I mean, Jimmy Snuggerud's out there. The guy's looking for $1 million. Tolola and Snuggerud. Okay. Let's sign this dude. And we'll see if we can also sign the rude one. But for now, we're okay. So forward-wise. Right-hand side, Lindbergh's going down. Matika's going down. If we lose him on waivers, so be it. But if you're not going to get it done, get off the team. We have other people who deserve a chance. Szdalev's also going to go. So we might have to temporarily play people out of position. But that's okay. So, Alexander Kizakov. We'll give you a chance at 25. We'll give Matthew Knees a chance as well. We also wanted Parevilov to go. So the problem is we have a crap load of centers. That's just how it worked out. That is just how it worked out. Let's call up Cashman. Because he can play the wing. We didn't lose anybody on waivers. Which kind of goes to show how these players are viewed. So we do want to send down Parevilov. McLaughlin can stay. And then Jack Finley was the other one that needs to go. And who has... You know, James Swan's been in our system for a while. He deserves an opportunity. And again, you notice how none of those dudes are getting claimed. So we got 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forwards. Perfect. I don't want to go best lines because it will screw with the power play. So let's put Knees over here. Because we're not really too worried about him. He's 25. Got to see what Kizakov's made of. Am I missing somebody? I totally am. I had a feeling I need to call up one more. Turns out I don't know how to count. You know, it's one of those things you could be embarrassed of, but for me, I'm going to own it. I apparently do not know how to count. So let's put Kizikov down there. Cashman will get an opportunity. Honestly, let's just try James Swan on the second line, see if he's good enough. Otherwise, we could put McLaughlin back over there, if need be. I really wish there was a way to properly run 7 defenders, but, you know, it's not like that's been a thing in a long time. That is true that there was that right winger, but obviously he's not here yet. So, fuck it. We'll call up Nick Delorier for a game. We'll call him up. Let's see. And it totally reset the lines. Interesting. Interesting. So we'll get Delorier in there. Let's go ahead. Again, we'll get James Swan in. Kizikov. Mr. Knees will get in there. We've ordered a right wing. He hasn't shipped yet. That's a great way to phrase it. Man, Mob, what's happening? Hockey so far so good, but we'll see. So those will be the lines for the moment. Again, this season is about testing out certain players to see if they are a part of our future plans or not. That is what this year is about. So for the moment, we'll go best lines in the AHL because that's still going to change quite a bit. And let's move forward. We'll play Seattle. So Tulola ended up signing, which is great news. He'll pretty much immediately go to the NHL roster. We also want to try to sign Mr. James Snuggerud, which is a great name. Actually, maybe we'll just leave Delorier in for the moment. Finally get a win over Edmonton. Snuggerud also signs. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's make this team compliant as per our preferred rules of this challenge. So Delorier will be down, and we'll try out both Tulola and Snuggerud immediately on the NHL roster. And then Mark McLaughlin was not claimed, to the surprise of nobody. He'll be right back up. He's going to be my healthy scratch. He's going to be my healthy scratch, I think. Iron Jets, it would be nice, yeah. There's a lot of quality of life things that could certainly help with this game. Maybe we run Cashman at center. What happened to Beckman? He ended up signing somewhere. I forgot about him for too long. Swan's off to a damn good start, so we are actually going to test him out. Let's get Tulola there. Snuggerud here. So we do have a real shortage of natural right wingers, but that's okay. Really quickly, let's call McLaughlin back up. He will be our healthy scratch forward. I mean, Jesus, we're paying him enough. Might as well just leave him on the roster for that purpose. We'll go best lines in the AHL. There might be prospects. Yeah, see, I do have to fix this. Frolof's due for some games here. The defense is fine. Take out Nick Dowd for Kopriva. And we should be okay. There's Kadri as a center who I'd love to get into the lineup, but I can't really afford to do so. So that's us march on. Again, we kind of now have a general idea already out of some of those initial recruits of who's NHL caliber and who isn't. Unfortunately, we do keep losing games. Maxim Chistov is really not looking like the guy. We will give the Bow Pit an opportunity. I had an idea for roster managers. Let users have the ability to see create what overall a custom skater will become given their overall position. For example, if I'm going to make a skater who at their peak would be an 85 overall, let the game auto-generate what their starting potential at 16 should be. I don't hate it. Imagine that. Tools for people to be able to make the most of the new feature you just added in. Could you imagine supporting the roster editing community? Beyond just adding the sharing feature? Imagine. Alright, couple wins in a row. Alright, Swan's really slowing down since the start. Cashman has not done anything. Bend a hen. What a name. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, potential ranges, yeah. Again, there's a lot of ideas. There are a lot of ideas out there just from other games, for God's sakes, that, just like, yep, I'll cherry pick that. That'll do wonderfully for my video game. Let's get Menino back in there. So it'll create more questions for AJ to bug you with. He can't possibly bug me more than he already does. He can't possibly. I say it with love. Oh boy. Alright, our goaltending. Our goaltending is really falling short here. Again. Our goaltending is really falling short. We are a month out from the deadline. We're kind of, sort of hanging around a playoff position, but not quite. It'd be a shame to waste this good of a season from Pasta. We're going to take out Menino, give Cheestoff another chance. He's really, really got to figure it out here. Does beat Pittsburgh, but he allowed 3 goals. Beats Montreal, but allows 4, so I think we kind of know Cheestoff. I mean, great potential and such. He's just not getting it done. The only question will be whether or not I just fleece the AI for him and move on from him, or if I just kind of let him go. And I'm not sure what the answer to that is going to be. Let's get Shkula back in there. Start getting Bussy some more games for Providence. 29, 22, and 6. We lose to the Blues 6-0. We lose to the Avs 5-1. Might be time to double check the roster again. Rough scene right now in terms of the goaltending performance. Man, Tristan Luneau might have to go. He hasn't worked well with Lindholm. This is just out of pure desperation here. This is the only combination on defense we haven't tried yet this season. Stenberg's still looking damn good. Cooley's looking great. Pasta's looking great. Robertson's been solid for sure. Oh, James Swan. He's now up to 7 goals. He is on pace in a full 82-game season for 35 points. Not really good enough. Nordqvist is looking much better. Oh man, Knees at this point. Knees, Nyes, 21 points. That's not enough. That's not enough. So Swan off the second line, and then Knees just doesn't have it. Cashman doesn't have it this season, which is a bit of a shame. Tulola doesn't have it either. Damn. I don't know what we're going to do on the wing. Kizakov, I mean, on a 27-point pace, that's solid. Mashenko not looking that bad. And then Snugarud on pace for 25. He can stay as well. So let's put Mashenko back up for the moment. Swan there, Kizakov there, Snugarud there. We could run with that. Mashenko back on the second line. Maybe not completely ideal. So I need a new fourth line. And we're getting very close to swapping out some of these defensive options. And again, McLaughlin was brutal when he played. So, Tolola, Cashman. Let's see what we can do. So that right-hand side, we've already tried Mantico. We've already tried Lindbergh. Delorier actually scored on the only shot. Fuck it, Nick Delorier. Let's get a veteran option back in there. I might have to start playing people out of position, though. You know what? I'm going to. I am going to, just because I need to sort through some of this talent. So, Kidney, Nemesnikov, Lutz. You are the next men up. As again, we don't lose anybody on waivers. We are just going to go next men up. 87 face-offs for Nemesnikov, so he will probably have that center position. Kidney at a 79. And then Julian Lutz at a 74. So we'll play people out of position on the fourth line. Not a big deal for now while we're sorting through this talent. Let's get Dowd out of there. CGM on the 30. The 30. Beautiful months. CGM, how are you? It is good to see you. All right. So we are that much closer to knowing exactly what we're going to do with the trade deadline, which is coming up very, very soon. Very soon indeed. We got 3 more games, actually, before the deadline. Doing better than my Caps. Oof. All right, couple losses in a row. Not great. We got 1 goal in our last 2 games. Can't imagine the fourth line's really crushing it. Kidney, no points, -1. Nemesnikov, Lutz. It's a bit of a tough shout. I think I have a general idea, though, of where we're going for this trade deadline. It might involve moving a decent amount of people.